Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, so I don't stream super often, so this is gonna be a little unrefined compared to other people. My first order of business is going to be to rebind my push to talk, so if you'll bear with me for 2 seconds. Cool, okay. So this is just a brand new, um, just downloaded it an hour or two ago. So um, any input you guys have, feel free to shout out. I'll certainly take a look at it and we'll see where it goes. And we'll get some music going once we are actually in a in the game. Just because I have sound sense on, and it doesn't do anything until you're in the game. All right. I don't know. I feel weird. Do you guys want me to like read what it says on the screen, or do you mind if I just read it in my head? I can read it out loud if you want, but this is just a disclaimer, so I'm not gonna read it. Oh, there you go. So Sound Sense just kicked in. Let me pull up Sound Sense while it's loading. If you guys don't know what it is, basically this is looking at what's happening in the logs, and you can see generating world using small parameter or using a parameter set to small region, and so it's actually looking at what is happening. Oh, is it super loud? Sorry. And playing music based off of that. So if I find the window that is actually the GUI, this guy, so you can see it's playing just music. It's just music, that's what it's called. And so this is all part of the Lazy Noob pack, which is really a big help if you're just starting out with Dwarf Fortress. And pull that up if you give me a second. So basically what it is, it's a utility to help you set some parameters. So you can see I've raised the population cap. I've made it so that I have less children. I've turned off cave-ins. I've turned off aquifers. I've made it so that the animals eat a hell of a lot less. And I've done a couple other things. I'm using the Phobos. I don't know how to pronounce that. Tile pack. That's the one I like. Oh, I'm totally a filthy cheater. Don't worry about it. Dwarf Therapist, which is something a lot of people use. If I can find where that is, I'll pull it up. This one. Once the game's in, I'll connect to it, and you'll see all my dwarves here and all the possible jobs they can have, and it's an easy way to assign jobs. I'll leave it there for now. Let's see. I don't really have anything else on. Just those two. Let's see. sounds off. FPS kept at 100. That's pretty typical. Just some autosave stuff, just to help in case it crashed. I didn't turn kids off. I lowered the number that they can have because they do what they want, and I'd rather have people. I'd rather have more migrants who are trained than children running around. Although I have boosted the population cap to like 3 times the normal size, so I'm hoping that maybe it won't be so much of a problem. And the last thing I did is I just have some performance tweaks on, which cleans up a lot of the things like dirt and grime that kind of add to the CPU load. And so a little bit of a cheat, but I'm hoping that the trade-off is that I can have 300 dwarves. Yeah, right. 100 FPS on a text adventure. It's crazy, man. I don't know if you guys have ever played this before, but it's things are kept track of down to the minutia of the condition of every single finger of every single dwarf, and you can go into a dwarf and look and see that he's lost the third finger on his right hand, or the third finger on his right hand is bruised, or it's been squished and you can't move it. So it is very how can I say, in depth in that, and there's a lot of CPU usage, and you can see, I don't know if that's accurate right now, but it is yeah. So like Pav said, Joel's crept down to 5 frames per second because of how much stuff that was going on. It does end up being a very, very CPU heavy game. I'm hoping I didn't shoot myself in the well. I haven't even chose a place to start yet, so I hope I don't shoot myself in the foot in the future. I'm gonna let it chug along for a little bit longer, and then we'll just choose a random point to stop letting it. Because right now, what it's doing is, you can see it's counting up the years since the beginning of time ish, and you can see there's the number of historical figures that are creating like a kind of backstory or lore for this area, and you can see that these are the number of dead. I'm assuming dwarves, but it could be just anything, and the number of events. So maybe that's a siege on a place, or attack, or maybe it's a cave in on a different civilization. It could be a couple different things, but look at the FPS flying here. I'm cranking away right now, and it limited back to 100. But we are in the confining land, and right here specifically, the dead forest. So I am going to hit enter down here to accept. I don't know if it has a specific seed for the RNG, but I would assume that yes, there is some sort of um, seed somewhere that it pulls from, but I don't know a whole ton about the game to be able to say yes, it does create a specific seed, but I assume there is. So basically, what it's doing right now is it's saving the game, the land itself, that land that we just created, and you can see, look at the frames per second just creeping up there, but it's literally saving this world of however many years it said it was, and all the detail that was made. And if you do this in adventure mode instead of fortress mode, you can actually go and visit all these towns, and every town has people in it, and shopkeepers, and all these different things that you can interact with, and recruit to be your on your team and stuff like that. And it's just so detailed that the guy who it's some this one dude and his brother who coded this whole game, and it's it's amazing. How the hell do you do this? But my GPU is gonna do just fine because this is not a very GPU intensive game. My CPU may be getting a little toasty if it's rendering at you know how 1,000 frames a second. But so we're gonna start up here. I'm actually gonna turn push to talk off and just do it as my mic always on. So give me 1 second because I'm getting tired of holding control. Okay. So, yeah, it's exactly like when Vin played Portal and had 3,000 frames per second on the loading screen. That's exactly what's happening. So in game, I actually have to tell it to, um, yeah, right. I actually have to tell it to limit to 100 frames. Otherwise, the game will actually be running at calculation wise 1,000 frames per second, even though it's only showing me, it's only graphically rendering 23, 24 frames per second. Calculations wise, it will go as fast as it can if you don't tell it to limit. And at that point, you're going to have things flying past you so quick that you can't actually see what's happening. But yeah, this guy right here, Tarn Adams, and his brother Zach are the two. I think Tarn did all the programming, and then his brother Zach helped weigh in on how mechanics should work and all that. But the one guy is freaking crazy, and this game is free for anyone who wants it. Um, the creator Tarn has it on his website. You can see down here, Bay 12 Games. Um, for anyone to use, I would recommend, like I said, getting the Lazy Noob pack. It does really help you set everything up and get everything in place and kind of tailor it a little bit better towards what you want to do. Yeah, definitely check it out, Ethan, because it's 100% worth your time if you have the time to invest in it. It is a very in-depth game, and you'll probably see me take a couple of quick breaks to look up how to do things because um, it is difficult. It can be very difficult, but let's dive in. So I'm gonna do Fortress mode instead of Adventure mode, just because. Oh, or I can click on. Did I click on the wrong one? We'll see in a second. Um, I don't know how to turn on cuss words. Give me a second. Let me see if I can figure it out. While it's cranking through this menu over here. I really honestly don't know how to turn on cuss words. Yeah, so I went into the wrong mode. I'm gonna get out of here because I've never played adventure mode and I don't think I want to try that on stream. No offense to you guys, but ooh, there you go. Sound sense just kicked in. So you can see it's going through all the different days. These are like kind of like, okay, or we could go past. Those are kind of like months on the calendar, and those are days on the calendar. Um, so if any of you guys know how to turn the cuss word filter off, let me know, and I will definitely do that. But for now, basically what we're looking at is this is the world map, and it's much bigger than this, but this is just a little snapshot. And then this is where the cursor is. If you zoomed in a bit, you'd get this region view here. So you can see there's some mountains here, and it looks like this is kind of like a forest. And over here, I don't know what quite this is over here, but there's something that looks red or whatever color that is. Let's see if we can. This is all sand. Sand, or is it an ocean? No, very deep soil. So it's kind of like a sandy soil over here. And then this pane over here is a hyper local level, so you can see this is a little path coming out of what looks like a walled off area, maybe? I don't know for sure. But let me see if I can find the cuss words. Alright, thanks, Ethan. I'm sure you guys can hear Ethan said, but he said that there's no real way to opt out of it. I'm guessing that that's something that changes if you become, what do they call it when you get the option option to subscribe to someone verified or whatever that is, but that does. You're able to subscribe to them. That kind of stinks, but you know, maybe Pav can not use them darn cuss words for one night. Yeah, partner, that's the one. Let me pull back up the screen I had so I can actually see what's going on the stream. Sorry, I've got 4 monitors, so I've got a ton of stuff hanging out. My voice is too low. Okay. How's that? I turned it up a bit. You guys have to let me know. Hopefully that doesn't kill anyone's eardrums. You thought you turned it off on your channel, but I still couldn't see anyone else cussing. I could only see myself cussing. But definitely let me know if I need to turn the volume up on my voice or not. I'm not actually listening to the stream. I'm just listening to the music, so I can't hear myself. Alright, cool. So, like I said, this is kind of your really zoomed out, you're more moderate, and you're really zoomed in local map. But what I want to do is I want to find a location right now. So I'm going to do find desired location when I'm in the window. And I'm a bit quiet compared to the game. The music's too high. Alright, I can lower the music. That's easy enough. You let me know again if that's better. I just tweaked it right now, so like I was saying, you know, we're looking at the 3 different levels, but I want to search for a specific location that's kind of nice. So I'm gonna try and find a location that's 3 chunks by 3 chunks, so it's not too big. I want low savagery and hopefully some low evil, so maybe it's not too crazy. I don't have to defend myself a lot. I don't really care about elevation or temperature. I don't really want it to be freezing, but you know, we can run into that. Rain would be good, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about this. Flexstone, I'm going to say yes. It's important for certain things. I just don't know what. So for now, I'm going to say yes. Aquifer, I turned the aquifers off, so I'm not going to worry about that. I definitely want a river. At least for me, fishing is a easy way to get food, especially at the beginning, so I do want a river. Shallow metal, I would prefer some, but, you know, worst comes to worst, if I don't have any, I won't die. Again, deep metal, I definitely want deep metal, but I definitely want one of these 2, just so I have metal somewhere. I do want soil. I'm gonna put some. And then clay, I'm not going to worry too much about. I don't really know how to use clay proficiently. Like I said earlier, I definitely don't know everything about this game, so I'm not going to claim that I do. But I'm going to hit enter right now to start a search, and you'll see it's kind of looking through the world right now to try and find a place that matches the descriptions that I put forth. And you can see it looks like up here, over here, I may have found a couple places, but let's hit escape to browse the result, and hopefully maybe it'll stop flashing soon. Let's see, shallow metal, very deep soil, clay, sand. That sounds good to me. I'm just gonna go for it and embark. Yes. I'm gonna trust the default play now. You can go in here and kind of change the way. Is the music still too loud? Alright, you'll have to let me know how that is. I nerfed it a bit. In fact, I can go... Maybe that's better, and I'll leave this where it was. Again, feel free to let me know. It's really easy to change, so I'd rather change it and have you guys have a better experience than you not be able to hear me, because I know I am talking a bit quiet. There are people who are trying to sleep at 2:30 a.m. But you can go in here and you can change people's jobs, you know, people's roles. You can see I actually didn't load the default that I wanted. I don't know if I can load it at this point, so I'm gonna go ahead and no, you know what? I'm just gonna embark. Shoot.
We have arrived.
I kind of just wasted a whole bunch of embark points. I'm probably gonna do that over. Sorry, guys. I thought I had loaded the easy embark stuff. If I can find lazy new pack. Yeah, I didn't load one of these, so I'm going to. Can I turn it on? Maybe because I'm in the game. Give me 1 second. I am going to basically start over. I know it's kind of a bit of a letdown, but I do want to start with those specific, not only points on the characters, but items. It was my fault that I didn't load this properly. I'm gonna do that. Do this. Sorry, music. And so I don't know how to turn these on. Let's try that. Cool. So, thank you, Sound Sense. Thank you, Sound Sense. I don't know. This is, again, just kind of like a terminal. You can see DF Hack jumped in to help with the this guy, again, the performance tweaks, just to add some stuff. But this will also list out everything that's happening. So anyone who attacks anyone who does anything else. And then Dwarf Therapist, I'm going to keep open in the background. So, okay. I'm going to start playing Dwarf Fortress. Let me make it a little bit easier of a size. That's a little disappointing. I didn't realize that it didn't do it automatically. But if it doesn't do it automatically again, we will just continue with it because I don't want to waste too much time. Like I said, this is this can be quite a complicated, very complicated game, and I don't want to bore you guys at the same time. I also don't want to shoot myself in the foot by just going for it. That temperature scorching. No trees, no, please. I don't want to do that. Temperature high. Let's go for it. Let's see what's gonna happen. Yep. Okay. So, like I said, I was saying before, these are just some pre-made loadouts. So I'm gonna use this one just because I consider myself a very new player. What are you asking for? No, it got super loud again. It must have been the song. I can definitely lower it a bit though. I think by the time I'm reading it, the song's probably over for me. So I'll probably on a different song. But anyway, keep going. What am I missing? Some extra items maybe. Let's see. Yeah. I'm just gonna dump all plum helmets for now. Work.
By the dwarven gods, what have we got here? What is this place? It's a mess.
After a journey from the mountain
There's not even any alcohol
into the
here.
forbidding wilderness.
They told me there'd be rivers running with
alcohol.
alcohol.
Oh, I'm talking over someone. Sorry.
I've been lied to.
Okay. You've arrived. After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all all of Ichthagismal? There are almost no supplies left, but with your stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now, enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the dingoes get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place. Do some cattle? Worked gems. Strike the earth. So, there's a dwarven language, and it's this word, do some cattle, translate to English, means worked gems, and you'll see that a lot. Alright, computer. Alright, well, it froze up. Give it a second or two. We may get kicked out. There we go. Okay, so these are the three different the different views, and I can go through them. This is our kind of hyper local, and this is more of our local map. I personally like to turn off everything. Sometimes I'll keep just this open just to see some of these, but you can see over here, these are all of the dwarves and the items we brought with us. You can see, let's see, we have a stray duck, Zan, Rigo Thidok, expedition leader. That got cut off, but that's definitely the expedition leader. A stray duck and a stray hen, a drake, some more hens, a lot of hens, man. 2 stray dogs. Neil at Heltimus or Atheltimus. Either one. He's a miner. Looks like we have a stray one-humped camel, another dog, turkeys, turkey hen. Let's see, a hen, another hen. Manam Adil Sazir, a butcher, and Manam Kilrud Kathir, a mason. Dog, a ram. That's the oh no, that's Login Do Dakab. No idea. Woodcutter. It's a cat, dog. Lolor Oli Nerdum. Again, I have no idea how to pronounce this. Planter. Diggle. Kagalath, a hunter. Cat. And you can see this whole 3x3 square is also a wagon. That's been, let's see it here. And there's a whole bunch of supplies, it looks like, on the wagon as well. But that is pretty much it to start. Let's see what we have down here. A mule, a ram, and a water buffalo. So, let's zoom out a bit and see what's going on. Not a whole ton. You can see there's a little lake right here. You can see there's a nice river right here. If we head up here, you can see this is kind of the side of a mountain that we could dig into, but this is the edge of the map here, so I really wouldn't have anywhere to go if I dug into it. You can see this is the edge of this level, and down here is the level below. The important thing, I guess, to know about this game is that there's layers, and I don't have the layers keybound properly. There they are. Okay, so this is layer we are our guys on, but if I dig basically into the screen a level deeper, you can see underground into the next level. So you can see this lake here extends underground a bit. This river down here is underground as well. And so this is the next layer down into the earth. And again, the next layer down, you can keep going down. You can see, excuse me, right here, this yellow square represents the layer I'm on, as well as the numeric value here. And as I go up through the layers, you can see this layer here, which is above ground, represented in blue as the sky, moves, as well as the red or brown, which is underground. Upwards from our level, you can see here's some trees that extend up into the sky, up to the point where, where there's nothing here anymore. So, I think our best bet is to dig into the ground. And so that is what I'm going to tell the dwarves to do. So, the way to do that is I'm going to hit D to designate, and then again J to build a down stair. And so, oh, excuse me, I got a cough again. And so, I'm just going to make a nice 4x4 staircase. And so basically, you can see all I've done is told the dwarves, dig a down staircase in this area. And I don't actually do that myself. I don't actually have the power to dig and do anything. I just tell the dwarves, hey, you gotta do this. And any dwarf who has the mining command will come and actually dig out that staircase. And so if I go down a layer, you can see there's nothing here. So if they dig this down staircase here, they're just going to show me what rock is here. They're not actually going to have anything here to go down to. So I'm actually going to hit I to build an up-down staircase. And I'm going to build an up-down staircase right here so that not only do they dig an entrance to this layer, but they also start an entrance to the next layer. And so if I do that and I extend it a bunch of layers into the ground, you can see right down here, about 17 layers into the ground. They'll actually tell the dwarves to dig 17 layers down out of staircases so people can go into the ground. I'm also going to hit D to mine, and I'm going to tell them, let's mine a little bit of an area out in here. So I'm going to build a little bit of storage, because I'm expecting to get some trees cut down to help make things like beds and doors. And yeah, no, this game is overly complex. I'm not even hitting the surface of anything. This game will give you headaches. It is super complex. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to hit X as the command to erase designations that you've made. And then I don't think I can get a full 8 on this right hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can? I do already. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to keep this area as just some storage for things like wood that I chopped down above ground, and going a layer deeper. Let's see, I'm going to start to dig out a dining hall to make that 2 layers deeper. So sorry about the keyboard clacking. I have a wonderful keyboard and it will not be quiet. So I'm going to kind of make this little spot, and then make a nice deep dining hall, because at the end of the game you'll see, not the end of the game, but you'll see as we get further into the game, we're going to want to have a nice place for everyone to sit down and eat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm actually not going to make this a dining hall. I'm going to make this a place where we can grow some crops, because that is another important thing we need to do. And then underneath it, I'm going to make some living spaces. yeah, this game is definitely a game that you will want to reference a wiki or a guide or something to help you understand what's going on. It can very much be a difficult game to understand if you don't know what the key commands are. A lot of things do have the key commands shown here, but you can hide them, or you can be in menus where maybe something's not so apparent. For now, I'm gonna leave that off to the side unless I'm actually actively building something, because I like to be able to see a little bit more, and I also like to be a little bit more zoomed in. But I'm gonna tell them to start. It is entirely keyboard controlled. There's a couple things you can do with the mouse that, if I'm in examine mode, I can use the mouse here to move the cursor real quick to examine things fast. There's nothing really to examine here because it's all undiscovered rock, but if I'm up a few layers, I can move the cursor. So you can see if I move it onto this, it shows me it's a stray water buffalo. And that is not really native, that is more of a lazy new pack add-on that they kind of do, but I don't find myself using much of the keyboard controls. They more come in the menu here if you want to, you can even click on things in the menu. Let's see. Yeah, there's not really a whole ton to do with the mouse. While I'm in here, I'm going to change my, if you guys don't mind. Let's see, what do we have currently set as? Shoot, I remember what it is. Up to Z, that's what I want. I want to add a binding for that. Sorry, not that. That's not what I want to do. Layer key, just so basically so far what we have, you can see there's a little bit of ground over there. So you'll see right now I'm still planning stuff. I haven't even had the dwarves start to do anything yet. They're still hanging out right here. There was 2 seconds that I let them go, and you can see they're kind of moving around. This guy right here, you can see he started making these downward stairs. I'm not going to let him finish making them. I want to designate a little bit more to dig out. I think I know why. I'm sorry. I bound I bound my up and down to what I use for my one of my voice bindings. Give me 1 second. Let me turn that off. I need like a keyboard for just binding the mic to and all this stuff. Everything uses different key bindings. Mute, unmute mic. Let's see, what key don't I use? F1, that'll work. Apply, okay. I had it on C because when I'm playing the Division, C is what I have for push to talk in game. But in this game, C is actually to do things, and I don't want to be hitting C at random times. Yeah, the music, like I said, it's all just free stuff that they ripped from somewhere. I don't even know if they credited it, you know, there's no like... Oh, like I said, Pav, get yourself the Lazy New Pack. This sound sense comes with it. It only took about 15 minutes for it to download all the noises, and not only does it have music, but you'll hear once I start mining. I turned push to talk off. That was actually mute unmute in general of the mic. So actually every time I hit minus it to go down the level in the game, I actually muted myself, and then when I hit it again, I would unmute myself. Oops, sorry. So let me build some of these residences. So I'm just using a little bit of a macro here to, or macro, whatever you want to call it, to quickly build myself some duplicate rooms. Essentially what I'm doing is Control R starts the recording, essentially, and it records your key inputs. And so I built a room, and I moved it over there, and I push Control R to stop it, and then I can hit Control P to just replay that over and over. And there you go, a whole bunch of rooms. Easy as pie. Dwarves can walk on a diagonal, so if you see, these two rooms are actually something that a dwarf can walk through and make it through that gap, God knows how. But so that's something you have to be careful about. But for now, I'm going to actually follow this dwarf, and I'm gonna let him rip. So you're gonna see he's building. He's hopping down a layer. He's building. Let's see, he just discovered some minerals. Didn't actually show up on the screen for you, but there's a little, almost like achievement window that popped up. So they're actually digging out this storage space for me, or the storage space. I'm gonna go up top, and I'm going to give my woodcutter something to do. I'm going to tell him to cut down a few trees, because we do need wood for at least beds, until we get some rock cut, which I don't know if that's what they're going to hit, or if they're going to hit mud. We won't be able to make doors or workshops or anything, so wood's going to be some essential material right from the start. Cool, so you can see the woodcutter here is running off to cut down the tree, and you're going to see the tree is going to fall in a second, and drop some wood. And if we went up a level, you can actually see the tree kind of almost fall. Oop, see? So while he's cutting things, we have these guys clearing out this space, and it looks like they're just chopping away. To rain, it sounds like, on the surface. Yep. So you can see all those little blue specks are actually raindrops hitting the ground. show you sound sense again. You can see I'm striking things. It started raining. All these things trigger audio to play. So you can see it's playing a rain and distant thunder and the generic music that you hear. So right now they're digging out some bedrooms. You can see they hit some rocks here. If I pull it up, I can see some salt and hematite, which if you look at this, you can see hematite showed up as a new item. I don't know. Maybe we hit the salt earlier. I don't actually see. You don't see us hitting the salt anymore, but maybe that counts not. Maybe hematite's more of a gem, whereas the salt's more of a rock. But either way, I'm going to go up in here. Since this is almost done, I'm actually going to designate a stockpile. So what a stockpile is it tells you dwarves where to put things. So I don't want all that wood kind of just sitting out on the ground. I also don't want this to be an animal stockpile. So, am I in stockpile or designations? Stockpile, P. No, I was not in stockpile. I want this to be a wood stockpile. So you can see I hit W and wood shows up. And I'm just going to take up all the free space in here and mark it as a wood stockpile. And what you'll see is when we go back to the surface, anyone who's not doing their job is probably going to leap into action. Yep, these two guys right here are actually dragging, and even these guys are actually dragging all that wood. Yeah, I totally was They're actually dragging all that wood back into this stockpile. So you can see they're just dragging it in, dumping it in here, and basically I'm just telling them, don't leave it on the surface, bring it in here. That way later, if I need to, I can make a wall around these stairs so no one can invade and attack us, and I still have some supplies inside. Let's see, I'm going to build a trade depot. So, a trade depot is important because people are going to try and trade with you, obviously. They told us that we would get one by winter, and we want to make sure that we have it set up and ready to go so that we can actually trade with anyone who comes along. So there, oops, sorry. Everyone's probably a little preoccupied with moving all those logs, so I'm not expecting it to get built right away. You can see we have quite a few logs actually, so I'm not worried about that objective not getting done right now. And if we actually go down in the ground, we'll see these guys are still working hard, cutting away to make these rooms for people. While they're doing that, I guess I should go up, not down, right? I'm going to have them cut us out a little spot for some workshops. Workshops are important because that's how you make actual items. So things like beds and doors and weapons and things to trade and all that will actually have to be made at workshops themselves. They'll take a few minutes probably to finish carving all this out. So again, it's not something I can actually do, it's something I'm telling the dwarves to do. While they're doing all that, this would be a good time to discuss Dwarf Therapist. So, Dwarf Therapist allows you to tell the dwarves what labors they're allowed to do. So if I connect to the game, you'll see if it will load. Oh, sorry, read the dwarves. You'll see these are all my dwarves, and these are all the possible jobs. So you can see this one dwarf, his job is just to hunt. So he's not doing me any favors right now. Is the music annoying you? I mean, I don't really have... do I have an option to make it more quiet? No, I just have... turn it off. Someone was stung by a honeybee. Alright, I lowered it a whole ton. So he's not helping me a whole ton right now with just being able to hunt. So I may have him do another job, but he should have hauling on, which he does. So he's helping move stuff. Alright, cool. I'm glad it's better. For now, I'm going to keep this off screen. You may see me refer to it when we get peasants and stuff. Oh, cool. Alright, I'm glad it's much better. So you can see these guys are just digging. A lot of this game is, especially at the beginning, is waiting around for dwarves to finish jobs. Let's see what's going on the surface. Nope, surface this way. So you can see they're still dragging all these logs in. They'll probably be doing it for a good couple minutes. An expansive cavern deep underground. Alright, so console peasants, yeah. This cavern, what can happen is in the depths of the, I guess, underground area, there are cave systems, and the cave systems are where monsters live, or you'll find spiders and such like that, and it's also where the entrance to like hell is. So if you go down deep enough in the magma and dig, yeah, bad guys, you'll actually find it. And you can see this one looks pretty innocent. It just looks like a big lake. I'm probably not going to really explore it all that much. How did I find it? Yeah, so you can see my guys were digging and they found whatever is in here. I'm basically gonna tell them to stop digging. I don't want them to explore this area. Can I not tell them to stop at this point? I should be able to. Odd. But either way, I would prefer they don't dig down too much further. There's no real need for it. Let's see. This is something you'll find that I commonly do. I got myself lost. So let's return to where we know where things are. Here's the staircase. Stop digging that. Stop digging that. Yeah, I don't know why I can't tell them to stop digging that, but... Okay. Cool. Okay. So they're gonna stop digging down. I don't really want to explore the caverns, especially this early in the game, where there may be things that can just annihilate my 4 or 5 dwarves. How many do I have? 2, 4, 6, 7 dwarves. Is there really 7? 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah. So for now, I'm just going to let them continue with their... So what you'll see commonly in this game is you can see how this is blinking. Basically, it's cycling through everything that's on this tile. So you can see down on the bottom right, if I move my mouse, you won't be able to see it anymore, but you can see the wood stockpile number 1 and the soil. So the soil stair. So basically, it's cycling between the stair and the soil right now. Unfortunately, it's a reality that things are going to be blinking quite a bit. But you can see they're digging out this area. This area is cleared out, so what we'll have people do is when they build us an area where we can make some workshops, which we should be able to start doing them now. Build a workshop. I want a carpenter's workshop, and I'm going to place it right there. Make it out of basalt. It's real close. Hopefully we'll see a guy. Oh, they're probably still moving the wood. Eventually we'll see a guy run down here and build us a carpenter's workshop in that area, and that will be our first step to making some doors and making some beds specifically, because the beds you can only make out of wood. So there you go. That guy just ran down, grabbed some basalt, grabbed another piece, and there you go. So he made it. So I'm going to hit Q to say add a new task for this carpenter's workshop, which is this 3x3 square right here. I'm going to add a new task, and I'm going to make, let's see, wooden bed B, and I'm going to set it to repeat. You know what? I'm not going to set it to repeat. I'm going to add a whole bunch of beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Shoot, do I have to rebind that? I do have to rebind that. Okay. I want to remove this. Cancel. Okay. Add a bed. Okay, I'm just gonna make a bunch of beds. And you'll see eventually someone will run down and start. They'll drag a piece of wood from that stockpile we made into this and start cranking out beds. So normally what you would do is you'd set up a stockpile. Yep, you can see he just dragged some wood down. He's going to make some beds. What you'd normally do is you'd make a stockpile for furniture to go into. However, I am going to say build a bed, and you can see part of this new pack allows you to use planning mode. And so I'm going to enter planning mode, and I'm actually going to say once you start having beds, start putting them in these areas. So I'm going to designate a few areas to preemptively put some beds. So I'm going to put 10 here, and so what will happen is instead of them dragging it to a stockpile or having it clutter up space at the workshop, hopefully they will come drag it down here and actually put the bed in the spot that I want it. So I'm going to get out of that, get out of that. Let's see. We'll follow this guy. And we'll watch what he's doing. He is a butcher who also has some carpentry skills. So you can see he made a bed, he went to go grab some more wood. And I guess he just left the other bed right here. Hopefully someone will come and grab it when they're done hauling the logs. Oh, now he's taking a nap. So there's no beds, so dwarves will just sleep wherever they can. No, I'm not going to sit here and watch him while he takes a nap. Everyone's taking a nap. Okay, they must have thoroughly tired themselves out. There's a miner here. What's the miner doing? So this is the end-all be-all for the description of the dwarf. So you can see the translation of the name. The last name actually is Ringed Shoves, and she's a miner. She's annoyed of sleeping in the dirt. She's annoyed at the lack of chairs. She feels satisfied with her work. This is her religious affiliation. This is her citizenship of where she came from. She's a member of the Army of Dents. That's a nice army to have. You can actually dent people's body parts in this game, so that makes sense within the game. She arrived at our fort on the 1st of Slate in the year 1050, so that's the current year. She's 61 years old, tall, muscular. This is descriptive. Let's see, this is personality-wise. This is her likes and dislikes. I mean, it's very much a detailed game, and all this history and backstory is... You heard an ice cream truck? Is that by you or by me? Because it's 3 a.m. by me, 3:15. Yeah, so no ice cream trucks on my end. But yeah, dented body parts are a bit weird. My grandfather actually got shot in World War II in the leg, I believe. I believe it was he who got shot, and he had a actual, like, a divot in his leg. It was either that or he got in a machinery accident, and he just had a divot in his, like, calf almost that was missing. It was interesting. That's really all I have to say about... No, I don't want that. I want status. Did I just do status? Oh, I don't want status. Did I just do status? Oh, I don't want to take up the time to look at it. Where are you, Ethan, that there's ice cream trucks going by? Are you in, like, what time is it over in England? You're 5 or 6 hours ahead of me, so 8, 9 a.m.? That's still kind of early for ice cream. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say no, but there's a lot of freaking wood to haul. Yeah, I always thought it was interesting because he didn't really like to talk much about his time in the war. So you can hear someone was just fighting. Let's see. The hunter looks like maybe was fighting. Report. Yeah, so the hunter and an ostrich. Flying copper bolt strikes the ostrich in the lower right. Oh, 2 p.m. Alright. Lower right leg, chipping the bone. A ligament has been torn, a tendon has been torn. A motor nerve has been severed. A ligament has been torn, and the tendon has been torn. The copper bolt strikes the ostrich in the upper body, tearing the muscle and tearing the left lung. And it's having trouble breathing. Copper bolt has lodged firmly in the wound. Where were they fighting, though? Oh, cool. So you can see there is a bunch of copper bolts, a dead ostrich, a pool of blood, and you can see all around here splattering of blood. What's down here? A swarm of mosquitoes, a fish. Where's the first fishy? There you go. That's a carp. Piece of carp. But dead ostrich, we can probably tell someone to butcher that if we had a place to do it, but unfortunately we're still kind of getting started. This game can move pretty slow. Not that it moves pretty slow, but there's a lot to do at the beginning, so you can't easily do things like that at the beginning. But you can see a whole bunch more fishes over here. Or fish. Yeah, poor bird. You'll see bee's nest. Yeah, colony termites. You'll see that no mercy. If you're bothering us, we're gonna bother you. Just let people keep chugging along while we're talking. Part of the reason why things like this take so long is that you can't give directions in real time. You kind of have to pause the game in order to do that. So all this time that I was setting up these things to dig out, or these beds to be made, or where to put them, the game was actually paused. So no work was getting done. You can see that this guy's hauling beds and putting beds in here. And at this point, I can actually make these all bedrooms. Oh, you can watch me play all day? I appreciate that. I hope you're getting some sense out of it. It is, like I said, a complicated as hell. And I certainly don't claim to know everything about it. In fact, I consider myself to know very little about the game. It's that complicated, but maybe if it wasn't, almost 3:30, 3:15 here, I would be a little more animated and would talk a little louder, but there are people feet away from me who I know are trying to sleep. But basically right now I'm telling people that these are your rooms. Go ahead and sleep here instead of sleeping on the floor. As you can see by that one dwarf I went into, people start to get a little upset when they don't have a place to sleep or a room of their own. We'll see a little bit later when we start getting nobles and stuff like that, that people will not accept having a tiny room like this. They'll actually want a nice room with a study and maybe a dining hall and all that. For now, I'll leave these guys, these 7 people in those 7 beds. I do expect some migrants soon, so I do have 3 more beds, and we can always make a few more. While we're waiting, let's make... I want to make some doors. Door 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can only queue up 8, that's fine for now. You like my ASMR voice? Ah, bodacious. I'll be sure to speak real close to the microphone. I'm gonna take some time. I actually was foolish and bound the wrong keys. Yeah, Funky Kong. Let's see. Up Z, I want to make that comma, and then down Z, I want to make that period. I see. Okay, I see what I did. I used to use plus and minus on my laptop, but on the computer, plus and minus are actually when you're in something like this and you want to move different levels of this, you'll actually use plus and minus to go through those. I'd love to do some more Division with Vin. I was actually playing with a couple people the other day, and we were going through the Dark Zone and having a good time. So, if you want to see it, make a recommendation. Shoot him an email. Oh, he doesn't really have time for emails. Shoot him a tweet, or when you see him in chat, let him know. I'm always open for it, and in a couple weeks I'll be even more open for it. So we'll see. Holy cow, I've been streaming for over an hour already. I've been streaming for over an hour, and what have I done? I've dug a little hole here. I've told them to dig this. Our first season changed, so I can't really do anything while it's saving, so I'll have to talk for now. But this is a transition between spring, which we just left, and summer. And so you'll see the season change. Spring, it rained a bit, that was rainy. It's now summer. You can see the grass has changed color. I believe this said it was a high temperature. Yeah, I made some beds. I gathered a good chunk of wood. Um, but you know, I've only got 7 dwarves, so I'm not really expecting to be taking over the world at this point. But you know, the grass is a little more scorched. You know, we're in a very warm area as we saw when we embarked. You can see this kind of little pond right here. It went from being level 7, which is the highest height, a full Z level, for lack of a better word, height, to 5, whereas this river is still strong at 7. 5 is still enough to drown someone in, I believe. 1 is kind of like maybe you'd be over your shoes. 2 would be your shins. 3 is your knees. 4 is probably about, you know, waist, chest height, and 5 would probably be around the neck, and that's about where dwarves start to drown. 6 would definitely be just about over the head, and 7 would be the full Z level is taken up by water, and you'll start. I think if you have 7 on one level, the next step is to have 1 on the next, so it's literally that whole level is full. Let's see, where were we? We were talking about, we dug that out. This has to get dug out. This was going to be used for planting seeds, but I don't think it's the correct. No, it's all basalt. That's a little disappointing. You can't plant seeds or anything in basalt. So this is all. Yeah, this is the stuff I want to plant seeds in. So I'm probably gonna make a farm on this level. I'll have my guys dig a little channel here. Oh, this is interesting. This is like. It's like a crazy rock dwarf song. Sorry if that's super loud. I honestly don't know how loud it's going to be on your end. We got a little farm plot there. And you can see with just a couple of, I think I have, 2 miners, 3 miners? I'm not really getting a whole ton done, so I'm probably going to add, I have 2 miners. Probably going to add this hunter. Oh, sorry, I'm not listening to your end, I'm listening to my end, so I really don't know how loud it gets. I'm going to add this guy to be a miner. Can I just leave it? No, I have to take him off hunting, so that's fine. Yeah, it'd be cool if you went for Far Harbor. I can definitely stream that if people are interested. I don't mind. I plan on playing it anyway, so I may as well. But I just made. I don't know. I'm sure you saw. I just made Deagle here a miner instead of a hunter. So hopefully we'll have 3 guys mining instead of just 2. Yeah, I personally like to do some streams that are not at 3 a.m. But, you know, stuff happens. So if we actually, interesting detail I've never seen before. If you look at these stairs, you can actually see a downward and another downward staircase, or an upward from this floor and a downward. And if we jump to a different floor, you can see the same thing. So, never noticed that before, but it's kind of cool. Let's see. Did you finish making those doors already? Let's see. If we do build door, can we place a door? I can, okay. So I've got 8 doors, 3 pomelo wood doors, 3 guava wood doors, and 3 rambutan wooden doors. Cool. So you'll see the guys, whoever's not doing a job right now, will scurry off to grab some doors. You can always see up here the number of idlers, the number of people who currently don't have a job. Once all the doors are installed, you'll probably see that go up to 3 or 4, just because Yeah, you can see it already went up to 2. Just because it's fairly hard to keep everyone doing a job at the same time. Let's see. Oh, cool. They cleared this room out. This would be a great place to farm as well. So, do I have a farmer? Let's check. Farming. This guy. Lodor. Whatever the hell his name is. I'm not going to bother reading it. Let's see. Tongs Towers. They always have the stupidest names. So, Linardum, or whatever his name is, translates to English as Tongs Towers. But he is indeed a farmer. He's a pretty good farmer. You know, look at the size of that compared to some of the other skills he has or other people has. So I'm going to say, let's see, designate? No, I want to build a farm plot. So B, and then P for farm plot. And use the U key to make it taller, and the K key to make it wider. So I'll have to do this in a couple different chunks, it looks like. So I'm going to build a farm plot there. And then we'll build a second plot here. And so what will happen is that farmer will hopefully come down and kind of prepare the land, make it a little cleaner. You can see there he is with a cat came to visit him for a second. Once he has made the land nice, we'll specify what crops we want to build there. Let's see, it looks like it's raining up on the surface. Okay, so it's partially constructed right now. Okay, so that's constructed. So, one of the essential things that you want to grow is plump helmets. And that is because they are very easy to brew into alcohol, beer. And it's important because, of course, dwarves have to drink booze. If they don't drink booze, they get a little grumpy. They'll drink water, they'll survive, but they start to get grumpy and they'll slow down, they'll be less likely to do work. And it's just all around better to keep growing. Plump helmets to brew, so you keep your booze stockpile up. But you know what, Ethan, I wish you could block videos too, because I remember while I was still playing it, the suggested videos, the titles of the videos, and the art that people used as the the cover art for the video were very, very spoilery, and I was very upset that someone would make a advertisement for their video that was a spoiler. Why would you design your video to purposely spoil something for someone like that, And I know it's get viewers, whatever, but that doesn't really gel for me. Let's see, a Chrome extension for video blocker. That's interesting. I don't use Chrome too often, but yeah, that's kind of cool. I kind of wish there was stuff like this for like Facebook and stuff. I know there are some things that do it, but they're all very heavy for Firefox, and I could start using Chrome, I guess, but old habits die hard, But you can see that farmer just ran off. He's actually carrying seeds to plant in here, and he may not have enough seeds to plant the entire plot for both of them, but eventually, hopefully, we'll have enough. Check and see what people are doing. So, 5 idlers. That means my guys are probably done digging. So I'm going to build some workshops. Let's see, we have a carpenter's workshop. Let's build a mason's workshop so we can get rid of some of this rock that's floating around. And how about a butcher's workshop? A craft dwarf's workshop, that's another fairly essential. Let's see. A still, of course, we have to be able to brew our pump helmets. Blocked by a keyword, channel name, and wildcard. That's nice. Yeah, I may use that when Far Harbor comes out to block any mention of it. Just because, as much as I try and start playing stuff like that the day it releases, I take my time when I play it, you know, and I don't want to rush through it because someone else might spoil it for me. So Maker's Workshop. Okay, for now I'm just gonna make those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different workshops, and we'll wait. We'll see a couple guys come here. My squeaky chair.
How much you think I can do this?
Suspended construction of a craft dwarf's workshop. So, why? Does it tell me why? It doesn't tell me why. Cannot reach the site. A mason can't reach the site? For which? Oh, the other two constructions are in the way. Alright, well, we will remove it. Yeah, and then we'll do build a workshop. Craft, no. Craft door. There we go. Cool, so I'm going to right away tell these guys start making some rock crafts on repeat. Let's see, who is my craft dwarf? Stone crafting. This guy, oops, sorry about the menu. He is also my masonry dwarf, so I don't know if I want to keep him in there permanently, but for now, I'm going to have him start creating stuff so that when people want to trade, I have some material to trade. I say butcher dead animal. Let's hope that that ostrich is still hasn't rotted or anything. Let's see. Start building some tables and some chairs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'll build a bunch of tables. And we'll have this guy build some chairs. Ah, you found the Firefox version. Let me take a look. Nice. Definitely gonna try that. Cool. Thanks, Ethan. I appreciate it. Bed, wooden chair. C. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, no, 10. Sweet. Okay, so you can see at the bottom there, he canceled butcher an animal. He needs an unbutcherable. He needs a butcherable, unrotten nearby items. So I'm betting that ostrich spoiled. We'll put it that way. Yeah, it's just a skeleton now. So either something ate it or it perished. Oops. No, that's the one. I want to... No, that's the wrong one. I'm going to disassemble my wagon. And hopefully I'll make a spot for them to bring everything inside. Let's see. P for stockpile. I want a custom stockpile. custom settings. They can have animals, furniture, ammo, coins, bars, gems, finished goods, leather, cloth, wood. No wood, excuse you. We have a wood stockpile already. Weapon straps, armor. We'll put food in there too. And so what I'll do is I'll make this whole area just a generic stockpile so we can get everything inside. And we'll see people start streaming in with items. These are all items I brought with me on my trip. Yeah, alright, I'll see you in a second. You can see that that lake here is all but dried up. I mean, it's a little bit. It's mostly just a murky pool of water, maybe some mud. It's gone. Cool. I'm glad to see you're back. So once they're done moving all these items, we'll take a look and see what we have. Well, we can take a look while we're watching, actually. Let's see. A red sandbag made out of llama wool, so it's a llama wool bag with sand in it. A willow barrel. A tower cap splint. A birchen barrel. A yellow sandbag, so a pigtail fiber bag holding yellow sand. A rambutan wooden chair, which is a guava wooden chair, which is what I'm making downstairs. Oh, some migrants are here. We'll take care of them in a second. I finished looking at what we brought. Let's see. An ibex leather bag filled with black sand. Cave spider silk thread. A alpaca wood bag filled with white sand. A something bag filled with temple cup spawns. An iron anvil. A pigtail fiber bag filled with cave wheat seeds. A cave spider silk cloth. A plump helmet spawn bag, which is what we're using to plant downstairs. A tower cap training axe. Wood barrel. Plump helmet spawn a plum wood barrel, another wood barrel. Sheep wool, another barrel. Wool. Silk rope, barrel. Dwarven beer. Pig's milk. Someone milked a pig. Donkey's milk. Dwarven wine. Reindeer milk. Yak milk. Dwarven ale. Dwarven beer. A birchen plant barrel. A basalt figurine of somebody, and a basalt amulet. Let's see. Can I examine it? Small piece of art carved in the likeness of a creature. A basalt figurine of Udib Ornites. Is he one of my guys who is here with me, or is he a famous figure? So no, he is actually a famous figure from the history. Somewhere in the history of this land, there was somebody named Udib Ornites, and he, let's see if we get a better description. It's a well-crafted basalt figurine of Udib Ornites. This item is a well-designed image of Udib Ornites, the dwarf and dwarves in basalt, by Monum Kilrid Kathir. Udib Ornites is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the ascension of the dwarf Udib Ornites to the position of queen of the squeezing merchant in year 19. Udib is Vinny's alias, yeah. So this is a basalt figurine of the Queen of the Squeezing Merchant in the year 19. It's currently the year 10 something, 1057. So this is a basalt figurine of a historic figure that was procedurally generated when we made this world before we even started playing. I don't know. I find that that's kind of cool that there's this whole history to pull from. Oh, so we got some new migrants. You can see, looks like 2 guys came streaming in. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what's that? A bunny. And a yak calf. So, oh, something else. What's that? Oh, it's just a bee. The bee flying around. So let's see. I'm going to use Dwarf Therapist to see what exactly came in. So you can see right now, it's just the original crew. If I sort by migration wave and I read the bee, you'll see arrived in the spring of 1050. Those are the original 7 we came in with, and arrived in the summer of 1050. These are the 7 we just picked up. So we picked up a gem cutter, a blacksmith, a child, 2 children, a leather worker, a peasant, and a mason. So the peasant doesn't have any jobs at all assigned to him, so I'm going to put him on stone crafting. Yeah. This guy, leather worker. So there's going to be a lot of people who aren't really doing a whole ton. Children you can't assign anything to, so I can't. The leather worker also has little, what does that look like? A little armory. And a little bit of beekeeping as well, which I don't really get into all that much. But peasant's coming with nothing, so I'm going to assign him stone crafting. Maybe that'll free up Monum to do some other things. Commit. Cool. So they're going to join their ranks. You'll see now that I have 14 dwarves, I only have 8 rooms. So I'm going to say build some beds, and then I'm going to make the beds priority and put it on repeat to build me a few beds. So I'm going to unpause it. Hopefully the guy will start cranking out some beds. This was going to be our dining hall, but I'll make the dining hall down here. That's about even. I'm not going to get too caught up. It's nowhere near even, is it? Close enough. Dig an entranceway. Nope. Okay. So hopefully they will come and actually build this hall. We start putting some tables and chairs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, about even. So you can see we have, looks like 2 guys set for mining. So you can see these are all the desks I had them made, or tables, some chairs. You can see there's some more figurines being made. Let's take a look real quick. A basalt amulet, some crowns, a scepter, Basalt figurine of Inure moss snakes. It's a lot of S's. Basalt figurine of Inure moss snakes. This is a superior quality basalt figurine of Inure moss snakes. This item is a superiorly designed image of Inure moss snakes, the elf, and Remzi Speakboy, the human, in basalt, by Monum Kilrud Kethir. Remzi Speakboy is striking down Inure moss snakes. The artwork relates to the killing of the elf Inure moss snakes by the human, Remzi Speakboy, in Squeezed Hate in the desert of the Saturnity? Oh God, in the early winter of 240 during Nashara Ari, the attack of boots. God, history, man. Let's see what else. We already looked at that. A ring, an earring, amulet, some rings. Okay. He's making some stuff for us to trade off in a bit. I am going to specify some more beds to be placed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll specify for some door to be placed. Planning mode. 2, 3, 4, 6. Don't forget we have 2 more rooms here. See, now why did the bed get sent to the end of the line? Canada is the new 40s Germany. I'm unfortunately not sure I get the reference, but anyway, this guy will keep making beds. This guy can make me some doors. 5, 6 doors. So I'll do 7. Oh, holy cow! I've been going for almost an hour and 45 minutes, so I'm probably gonna stop soon. I do have to get up in a few hours. Boot war, a boot. Oh, all right. I get you now. You'll have to forgive me. It is 4 a.m. and I have been up for 20 hours. Just about at this point. Maybe more like 19, but either way. I'm going to set still. Someone just make this, please. I'm gonna assign some rooms. Let's see. Make a bedroom. Assign to the child. Make a bedroom. Assign to Neil. Okay. As soon as we get, I think we need one more bed, and we can have a spot for everyone. 0 idlers right now, that's good. That means everyone's doing something. It's probably hauling stuff up to the stockpile. But oh, another figurine. Let's see what that one says. 2 more. A basalt figurine of Dacus. This is a well-crafted basalt figurine of Dacus. This item is a well-designed image of Dacus, the deity of jewels and wealth, depicted as a male dwarf in basalt by Monum Kilrud Kadithir. I think I pronounce his name differently every time. Dacus is laughing. Oh god. Basalt figurine. This is a superior quality basalt figurine of Dustin Gosp Sinful Listen. This item is a superiorly designed image of Dustin Gosp Sinful Listen, the elf, and Quaman Pedal Riddles, the human in basalt, by Monum Kilrud Kathir. God. Quaman Pedal Riddles is striking down Dostin Gosp Sinful Listen. The artwork relates to the killing of the elf Dostin Gosp Sinful Listen by the human Quaman Pedal Riddles. It doesn't help that I've had a few drinks. In the desert of Saturnidity in the mid-autumn of 251 during Nalok Opslek, the Battle of Shocking. That'd be pretty sick if they showed what China looks like after the war, but I have a feeling they are probably going to want to save that for... Oh, see, I don't know if they'd ever do a main game over in China. They've all been in the U.S. or off the shore of the U.S. Unless you count Alaska, which was occupied by China during, that stuff in Fallout 3. But I don't know if that's a area they plan on ever going. I mean, I know a lot of people were rooting for New York, but New York was pretty decimated from what I read. I believe we pretty much decimated China from what as well. I don't know. We'll have to see. It sounds like they have a lot of cool stuff planned, so I can only hope that we do get to see some interesting things like, China or maybe some other countries. But, who knows? I think their release schedule is like we still have like the rest of the year to go to get through all the DLC, so we got plenty of time to ponder. While they're finishing up this little cavern here, let's see. We got some more beds. Make a bedroom sign. Oh, it's just one guy without a bed. Yeah, I don't know a whole ton about the lore either. I liked, if you go to the Fallout wiki, you can actually see a timeline of the order of events that proceeded through starting way before the war. Oh, hey Link, what's going on? Not much. I'm probably gonna stop soon. I've been going for almost 2 hours now, and it is 4 a.m. So, you're welcome to hang out. I'll probably be here for another 10 or 15 minutes, just chatting away. Is on-screen keyboard a problem in Windows 10? I mean, I've never had a problem with it, but who knows? Let's see, there's another figurine over here. It's trash. Let's see, a basalt figurine of moral lesson poem. This is a finely crafted basalt figurine of moral lesson poem. This item is a finely designed image of moral lesson poem, the deity of wisdom, depicted as a female dwarf and a dwarf in basalt by Tekud Shidimdem. Shidimdem. There we go. The dwarf is procrastinating itself. Oh, okay. Procrastinating itself before moral lesson poem. I took the wrong meaning for procrastinating for a second. Wait, it wasn't even saying procrastinating, was it? Prostrating. God. Why can't I read? Too much pressure, man. You doing alright there, Sterling? Okay, I gotta tell him to stop making beds. He's making too many beds. Make some barrels. Oh, it's a ton more understandable with tiles. I appreciate the effort that Joel puts in to explain it and that he's able to play it, but I just cannot follow it. And part of it is that when I started playing with tiles, and that's a big problem if you were planning on playing without them. But I for simplicity's sake, and that is something that's to me very important in this game, I do like to use the tiles. I like I said, I do appreciate his dedication to keeping the game, I don't know if you want to call it original or whatever, but it is another layer of processing that I feel like I don't need when I'm playing something that is already kind of challenging, you know? Yeah, it does make it a lot easier for people who are unacquainted to get in. I really like reading about the figurines the guy's making. It's a lot of fun to look into the backstory. Yeah, Link, look up, you weren't here when I was explaining it before. Look up the Lazy Noob pack. There is a ton of customization you can do. I was talking about it before, like I increased my population cap, made it so I have less children, turned off cave-ins, turned off entombed pets, turned off aquifers. I made it so that the animals graze a little slower. There's some default embark profiles. Let's see, what else did I do? I put on a graphics pack. Dwarf Therapist and Sound Sense, you can make it launch automatically. If you're not using Dwarf Therapist, I highly recommend it. It allows you to take care of your dwarves a little bit easier than the game lets you do it. I know some people are a little more purist and don't like doing it that way, but personally I think it's a big help. Let's see, what else do I have? Turn the sound off, some autosave kind of things, and I would highly recommend putting on these performance tweaks, which do things like it'll remove worn items or like excess pools of blood and stuff like that to try and keep your CPU from getting bogged down a bit. It technically is cheating. I will admit that it is cheating, but at the same time, there comes a point in this game where you will be crawling at 15, 10 frames per second, and you're really going to want it. I know while I was doing some of the procedural generation, I got up to 900 calculated frames a second, but when you have 300 dwarfs running around, you start getting real low in the FPS, like single digits sometimes. So that definitely can help save you for a little while. But the Lazy Noob pack is a lot more simple to set up than the in-game stuff, and I believe, let's see, you can just find it on the yeah, lazynoobpack.com. I'll copy it in chat for you. And I hope I don't get beaten by my own. I don't know. I forgot that the bot's a mod. That is where you can your jumping point to start with the with that pack, and it really does help a whole ton. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I'm all for people getting into this game. It is definitely a hidden gem almost, Let's see. A basalt figurine of dwarves. This is a finely crafted basalt figurine of dwarves. The item is a finely designed image of dwarves in basalt by Monum Killerud Kathir. I still pronounce his name differently every time. I have to work on this space. So, build some tables. I'll make a nice dining room. How many do I have? 10. Nope, not door, table. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And then chairs. I'm probably gonna have to make more chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. Yeah, so I gotta make some more chairs. Make some out of rock. Rock throne. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No. I'll let them crank away at that. Cool, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this into a nice dining room. We'll have them, actually, I can have them start that now. I'm going to have them smooth the floor and the walls. And then we'll actually have them engrave the floor and the walls. So if we go to Dwarf Therapist, we should be able to see stone detailing. I don't think anyone has stone detailing right now. Nobody does, so what's this guy? A leather worker. I have no use for leather right now, so for the time being, you get to be a stone detailer. And that guy will come and start engraving. But for now, let's make this a dining hall. Huge dining hall. It is a free table. It will be a meeting hall. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I turned it off. Meeting hall, yes. Okay, So now that's a meeting hall. It's marked as a place they can take food. You'll see them come take food and eat. I can see that that guy just ate probably a plump helmet, which I don't want them to eat. Plump helmets do not cook. Cool. And autumn is here. That's probably a good place to call it a night. We're going for an hour and 55 minutes, and a good chunk of that was set up, but I think we got through a good chunk of stuff. I mean, let's take a quick recap before we go. Dining room under construction. Future plans are going to be to add some more tables, add some more chairs, smooth out the walls, add some decorations. You can see this guy already started the smoothing of the wall and the floor. Let's see, there's nothing down below us but some caves, big cave system. Maybe we'll explore that in the future when we have an army. Let's see, some bedrooms. Pretty much everyone has their own bedroom now, which is great. We got a little more room down here for some future expansion. We've got a couple of workshops going here. We'll probably end up expanding this out as we need more, and maybe building some walls between them. We'll get into that later. People can go insane if they don't have proper materials to build things. We got a little farm going, and just some temporary holding areas for wood and just general items. Our trade depot's here, and a dried up pond. Yeah, audacious, man. I think that is gonna be it for tonight for me. I intend to keep the VOD up here as long as I can. It will also be on my YouTube, which is youtube.com/Gearomatic, same spelling as this one. And feel free to follow me. I'm not gonna beg for it. I'm not gonna be one of those guys, but I will mention it. Come back and check out another stream soon. When I do Dwarf Fort Part 2, it'll be up here for as long as I can. It'll be on YouTube. We'll have a good time. Maybe I'll stream at a normal time so I can actually talk for real and not just do some kind of guttural grunt, which is what I'm doing now. And we'll have a good time. But I appreciate all you guys coming out. Let's see, was there 5 of you? That's new record for me. So yay me. But either way, I will certainly catch you all later. Thanks for stopping by.